Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mr. Dr. Suherman M.Si as Head of Department of Management, Fakultas Ekonomi. To Mrs. Dr. Basrah Saidani M.Si and Mr. Shandy Aditya BIB MPBS as Supervisor, and to Mr. or Mrs. as Expert Examiners, and to Secretary of the Session, who I respect. My name is Aufar Putra Ramadhan, and today I would like to present my thesis with the title The Influence of Celebrity Endorser and Electronic Word of Mouth on Purchase Intention, Mediated by Brand Image on Shopee Ads Case Study. In advertisements that contain celebrity endorsers, word of mouth can automatically occur and become a single entity in achieving brand image. The presence of digital media has made it easier for word of mouth to spread faster with a wider reach. By Kumparan.com. Advertisers believe that celebrity use can affect advertising effectiveness, brand recognition, and purchase intentions and follow-up. Companies cannot randomly choose celebrities to be their product promotion media because it can cause the agency's brand image to shrink. By Hidayatullah and Dirgantara. One of the largest e-commerce in Indonesia is Shopee. From the survey results made by the Top Brand Award, Shopee occupies the first position in the 2021 Top Brand Gen Z Index survey results in the retail online shopping category, with a percentage of the 2021 Top Brand Index score of 52.9%. Of the 200 most popular videos on Shopee Indonesia's YouTube channel that have been watched a total of 4 billion and 55 million times, there are 99 advertising videos using celebrity endorser services with a total of 1,806,800,000 views of these videos. Positive responses are seen in Shopee's collaboration uploads with their celebrity endorsers, which are also caused by the ability of each endorser to display characteristics that have value in each of their content. Research question. From the results of the description of the problem that has been described in the background of this study, several problems can be described as follows. First, does celebrity endorsement have a positive and significant effect on brand image? Second, does electronic word of mouth have a positive and significant effect on brand image? Third, does brand image have a positive and significant effect on purchase intention? Fourth, does celebrity endorsement have a positive and significant effect on purchase intention? Fifth, does electronic word of mouth have a positive and significant effect on purchase intention? Sixth, does celebrity endorsement have a positive and significant effect on purchase intention through brand image? And seventh, does electronic word of mouth have a positive and significant effect on purchase intention through brand image? Research purposes. From the research questions that have been disclosed, it can be interpreted that this research has the following objectives. First, to determine the positive and significant influence between celebrity endorsement and brand image. Second, to determine the positive and significant influence between electronic word of mouth and brand image. Third, to find out the positive and significant influence between brand image and purchase intention. Fourth, to find out the positive and significant influence between celebrity endorsement and purchase intention. Fifth, to find out the positive and significant influence between electronic word of mouth and purchase intention. Sixth, to find out the positive and significant influence between celebrity endorsement and purchase intention through brand image. And seven, to find out the positive and significant influence between electronic word of mouth and purchase intention through brand image. Research update by Firman et al. Conducted research on online stores on Instagram using the independent variable celebrity endorser and electronic word of mouth, and the dependent variable was purchase intention. Arif on 2019 also uses consumer buying interest as the dependent variable and electronic word of mouth and brand image as independent variables from CityLink consumers as research objects. The researcher updated the research by combining the research variables from previous studies by making the celebrity endorser variable and the electronic word of mouth variable as independent variables, then the brand image variable as the mediating variable, and the purchase intention variable as dependent variable. Literature review of celebrity endorser. Celebrity endorsement is a promotional activity run by a company that uses celebrity services as a supporter in the company's advertising media to market its products. Celebrity endorsements are basically carried out to get higher sales targets and to influence consumers to be more interested in making purchases, by Jocelyn Asari and Yasin Enekbal. Next, literature review of electronic word of mouth. Electronic word of mouth is a positive or negative statement created from the opinions of consumers, prospective customers, or former consumers of a product that can be accessed by anyone in cyberspace. This kind of communication is more efficient in consumers making purchasing decisions than other conventional marketing tools or advertising media because it is more credible and reliable than any data source obtained by an institution. By Henning Tural and Airwashdes. Next, literature review of brand image. Brand image is an impression and trust that exists in consumers based on their memory in the form of a reflection of attitudes towards a product. Brand image represents associations that are activated in memory when people think about a particular brand. These associations can be conceptualized in terms of type, liking, strength, and uniqueness by Saputra and Shimp. Next, literature review of purchase intention. Purchase intention is the possibility that the customer will buy a certain product. Greater willingness to buy a product means a higher probability of buying it, but not necessarily actually buying it. Conversely, lower willingness does not mean absolute impossibility to buy. Purchase intention is determined by the benefits and perceived value of consumers by Wang and Tsai. Next is the research hypothesis. There are several hypotheses that can be raised in this study. The hypotheses are as follows. First, celebrity endorser has a positive effect on purchase intention. Second hypothesis, electronic word of mouth has a positive effect on brand image. Third, brand image has a positive effect on purchase intention. Fourth, celebrity endorser has a positive effect on purchase intention. Fifth, electronic word of mouth has a positive effect on purchase intention. Sixth, celebrity endorsers have a positive effect on purchase intention through brand image. Seventh, electronic word of mouth has a positive effect on purchase intention through brand image. The next is research methods. Research time. This research started from May 2021 and begin to collect the data and plan until January 2022. Research place. This research was conducted in DKI Jakarta province. Research approach. This research method used in this study is a quantitative method. Research type. This research is categorized in the type of explanatory research. Population. The population in this study are all Shopee consumers in the DKI Jakarta area who have seen Shopee promotional advertisement that contain celebrities as endorsers of Shopee products and are 18 years old or older and have bought Shopee product from the Shopee commerce from at least 6 months. Sample: the researcher used non-probability sampling method with purposive sampling technique as a sampling technique. In order for this sample to accurately represent the population, the researcher determined a sample size of 200 samples, referring to the opinion of Akhir. Measuring scale used in this research used a Likert scale with an interval of 1 to 5. From the score of 5 is very agree, score of 4 is agree, score of 3 is neutral, score of 2 not agree, and score of 1 very disagree. Data collection technique: in addition to conducting a literature review sourced from books, journals, and previous research, the researchers also use online survey techniques by distributing questionnaires. The questionnaire will be already created using Google Forms, and the questionnaire link will be already distributed online via social media such as WhatsApp, Line, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. Data analysis technique: by descriptive analysis, the researcher aims to provide an overview of each variable studied. The measurement model analysis: the researcher using validity testing by exploratory factor analysis and confirmatory factor analysis, and the researcher use the reliability analysis by using the Cronbach alpha. Hypothesis testing using absolute fit measures, incremental fit indices, and parsimony fit indices. And the data is analyzed by using the structure equation modeling using Lisrel software and SPSS version 25. Next is chapter 4, results and discussion. Data description of respondent characteristics by gender. 62 respondents are male and 138 respondents are female. Respondent characteristics by age: 65 of 65 respondents are aged between 17 to 21 years old. 105 respondents are aged between 22 to 26 years old. 12 respondents are aged between 27 to 31 years old, and 18 respondents are aged above 31 years old. Next is respondent characteristics by domicile. 27 respondents are domiciled in Jakarta Pusat. 95 respondents are domiciled in Jakarta Selatan. 27 respondents are domiciled in Jakarta Barat. 14 respondents are domiciled in Jakarta Utara, and 38 respondents are domiciled in Jakarta Timur. Respondent characteristics by ladies education. 83 of the respondents are from SMA. 10 respondents are diploma. 101 respondents are sarjana, and 6 respondents are master or doctoral. Next, respondent characteristic based on monthly income. 61 respondents have income less than 1 million rupiah. 97 respondents had a monthly income between 1 million to 5 million rupiah. 33 respondents have monthly income from 5 million to 10 million rupiah, and 9 respondents have the monthly income above 10 million rupiah. Next, respondent characteristics based on occupation. 120 respondents are a student, 8 respondents are pegawai PNS, 36 respondents are pegawai swasta, 11 respondents are wira swasta, 4 respondents do not have jobs, and 21 respondents have others occupation. Descriptive analysis of celebrity endorsement. Celebrity endorsement, or CE, has 9 items of statement, and most of the respondents answered agree with the percentage of 51.1%. And the item with the most answered by the respondents are CE2, which has 109 respondents answered agree with the percentage of 54.5%. And celebrity endorsement can be described that has a well answered by the respondents. Next is descriptive analysis of electronic word of mouth. Electronic word of mouth, or EWOM, has respondents. The most answered is agree with the percentage of 47.5%, has 9 items of statements, and the item with the most answered by the respondents are EWOM 5 with 103 respondents answered, and by the percentage of 51.5%. Electronic word of mouth variables can be described as the well responded by the respondents. Descriptive analysis of brand image. Brand image, or BI, has the respondent most answered is very agree with the percentage of 50.5%, and brand image has 10 items of statements, and has the most answered item is BI3, that is responded by 113 respondents, by which the percentage is 56.5%. And the brand image variables can be considered to be well responded by the respondents. Next is descriptive analysis of purchase intention. Purchase intention, or PI, has 8 items of statements, and most answered statements by the respondents is very agree by 44.8%, and the item with the most answered by the respondents is PI1, and responded by 113 respondents, which the percentage is 56.5%, and the variable of purchase intention can be considered to be well responded by the respondents. Next is validity test. The results of the questionnaire answers from the respondents were processed by taking into account the validity requirements, namely R count more or equal to the R table, which had a significance of 5%, where the value of R table with a sample of 200 respondents is 0.139, and all items from the variables, which celebrity endorsement had 9 items of statement, electronic word of mouth has 9 items of statement, brand image has 10 items of statement, and purchase intention has 8 items of statement. All of the items of statement from the all variables had the R count more than 0.139, and all of these statements can be considered valid. And the next is reliability test. If the reliability result is less than 0.5, then the value is an unfavorable result. Then if the reliability result is between less than 0.6 to less than 0.7, then the value is considered to be moderate. Whereas if the reliability result is more than 0.7, then the value is sufficient reliability. And lastly, if the reliability value is more than 0.8, then the reliability value is strong. And from the variables of this research, celebrity endorsement has the value of Cronbach's alpha of 0.887 and can be considered strong reliable. From the variable of electronic word of mouth has the value of Cronbach's alpha by 0.860 and can be considered strong reliable. And the variable of brand image has the value of Cronbach's alpha by 0.876 and can be considered strong reliable. And the last variable, purchase intention, has the value of Cronbach's alpha by 0.825 and can be considered strong reliable. The next is full SEM model. The full SEM model on this research are based on the 4 variables in the study, which aims to analyze the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. The results of data processing from the full SEM model test in the table form a model that still does not meet the requirements so that it can be said to be fit, with an RMSEA value of 0.114, which is more than 0.08, and it has to be equal or less than 0.08 to be considered good fit. And there are also 2 other goodness of fit indicators classified as poor fit, which is the goodness of fit index has the value by 0.63, which it has to be equal or more than 0.9 to be considered good fit. And adjusted goodness of fit index, which has the value of 0.58, and it has to be equal or more than 0.9 to be considered a good fit. Therefore, this research has the necessity to modify the model. And the modified full SEM model, the modification of the full SEM model was carried out based on the modification indices according to the suggestions raised by the Literal software system. After the first full SEM model data processing test was carried out. Results obtained from the modifications made are the RMSEA value of 0.0884 or close to the equivalent of 0.08, which can be classified as marginal fit, and all of the goodness of fit indices, total of 6 goodness of fit indices, can be considered acceptable. Next is the hypothesis test by direct effects. If the following t values are more than 1.96, then the hypothesis has a significant effect and can be accepted, whereas if the t values are less than 1.96, then the hypothesis has an insignificant effect and cannot be accepted. The following table is the result of the direct effect test. The first hypothesis, CE to BI, has the t values of by 0.25 and can be considered has an insignificant effect. The second hypothesis, electronic word of mouth to brand image, has the t-values of 4.52 and can be considered has significant effect. The third hypothesis, brand image to purchase intention, has the t-values of 3.26 and can be considered has significant effect. The fourth hypothesis, celebrity endorsement to purchase intention, has the t-values of 2.18 and can be considered has significant effect. And the fifth hypothesis, electronic word of mouth to purchase intention, has the t-values of 2.55 and can be considered has significant effect. Next is hypothesis test by indirect effects. If the following t-values are more than 1.96, then the hypothesis has a significant effect and can be accepted. Whereas if the t-values are less than 1.96, then the hypothesis has an insignificant effect and cannot be accepted. The following result of the indirect test. The sixth hypothesis, celebrity endorsement to purchase intention mediated by brand image, has the t-values of 0.24 and can be considered has the insignificant effect and cannot be accepted. And the last seventh hypothesis, electronic word of mouth to purchase intention through brand image, has the t-values of 2.8 and can be considered has the significant effect. The path diagram by the hypothesis test is shown from the result of a modification to the hypothesis test by taking values from those based on t-values. Next is discussion. Hypothesis 1. The results of this hypothesis can be supported by the theory put forward by Kevin Lane Keller that there are several potential problems that can cause celebrity endorsements to not be able to form a brand image. First, the celebrity has done more than one endorsement. Second, there is no harmony between the celebrity selected and the advertised product. 3. The celebrity stumbles on negative issues or cases. This shows that good use of Shopee celebrity endorsers is not able to form a good brand image in the minds of Shopee consumers and prospective consumers. Hypothesis 2. The results of this hypothesis are in line with research conducted by Riorini and Widayati and Suyoga and Santika, that the electronic word of mouth variable has a positive and significant effect on brand image. This indicates that the better the management of electronic word of mouth by Shopee in various media, the better the image in the eyes of Shopee consumers and potential customers. Hypothesis 3. The results of this hypothesis are in line with research conducted by Arif and Adnan et al. That the brand image variable has a positive and significant effect on purchase intention. This indicates that the better Shopee can manage and utilize the image from the brand image it gets, the higher the possibility of Shopee consumers or prospective customers in having purchase intentions. Hypothesis 4. The results of this hypothesis are in line with the research conducted by Putra et al. And Osei Frimpong et al. That the celebrity endorsement variable has a positive and significant effect on purchase intention. This indicates that the better Shopee utilizes the celebrity role as its endorser, the higher the possibility of Shopee consumers or potential customers in having purchase intentions. Hypothesis 5. The results of this hypothesis are in line conducted by Arif and Iswara and Jatra, that the electronic word of mouth variable has a positive and significant effect on purchase intention. This indicates that the better the management of electronic word of mouth by Shopee in various media, the better the image in the minds of Shopee consumers and potential customers. Hypothesis 6. The results of this hypothesis can be supported by the theory put forward by Kevin and Keller that there are several potential problems that can cause celebrity endorsements to not be able to form a brand image. First, the celebrity has done more than one endorsement. Second, there's no harmony between the celebrities selected and the advertised product. Third, the celebrity stumbles on negative issues or cases. Another theory that can support this hypothesis is that proposed by Firman et al. That celebrity endorsements may not directly affect purchase intention on the grounds that consumers sometimes tend to have a higher level of purchase intention if the celebrity shows a realistic positive effect from their endorsement advertisements. And if the realistic positive effect is not visible, then consumers will tend to have a very low buying interest. Hypothesis 7. The results of this hypothesis are in line with the research conducted by Chandra and Suparna and Suyoga and Santika that the electronic word of mouth variable has a positive and significant effect on purchase intention through brand image. This indicates that the better management of electronic word of mouth by Shopee in various media, supported by a good image of the Shopee brand image in the minds of consumers and potential customers, the more significant the possibility of purchase intention from consumers or potential Shopee consumers will be. Next is Chapter 5, Conclusions and Suggestions. Conclusions. In this study, it can be concluded that there is an influence between celebrity endorsement, X1, and electronic word of mouth, X2, on purchase intention, Y, through brand image, Z, as a mediating variable. However, two from the 7 hypotheses were rejected because they could not meet the minimum required value. Suggestions. Further research is expected to increase the number of references to research journals, books, or other scientific works that have high accreditation. Second, it is hoped that further research can be carried out offline by accessing other research references in physical form in order to increase quality references if the COVID-19 pandemic has subsided or ended. Third, future research is expected to have a target respondent who is able to fill out research questionnaires properly and seriously to be used as samples, except for students who are also conducting research because they have a tendency to fill out research questionnaires poorly. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.